Okay, so let's get real for a second. Do you talk to yourself? Is your desk, a bit of a disaster zone all the time? We're always told these are bad habits we need to fix. But what if I told you they're actually signs that your brain is just firing on all cylinders? Today, we're diving into the pretty surprising neuroscience behind some of those weird habits that might just be a sign of high intelligence.
I mean, have you ever caught yourself muttering your shopping list out loud in the car? Or maybe your workspace looks like total chaos to literally everyone else, but for you, you know exactly where everything is. If any of that is ringing a bell, you are definitely in the right place. Because here's the thing, what society might just brush off as a weird quirk, neuroscience sees it in a totally different light. Turns out these behaviors aren't random at all. They can be huge clues that your brain is processing information in a much more complex, much more sophisticated way.
So let's start with the first one, a classic, talking to yourself. We've all seen it in movies. It's usually shorthand for, this person is losing their grip. But the reality, well, it is so much more fascinating than that. And this is where it gets really interesting. The common view is, yeah, it's a little bit crazy, right? But neuroscience completely reframes it. It's not a sign of instability, it's a high-level cognitive tool. It's called advanced verbal reasoning. So what on earth is verbal reasoning?
Well, to put it simply, it's just thinking out loud with a purpose. You're actually using your own voice as a tool to take all those messy, abstract thoughts floating around in your head and turn them into a structured verbal roadmap. It helps you navigate and solve problems way more effectively. And the benefits are huge. Speaking your thoughts helps your brain organize them, almost like you're creating a verbal filing system. It actually helps solidify memories and really sharpens your focus. And, maybe most importantly, it lets you literally walk yourself through a complex problem, one single step at a time.
Okay, now for habit number 2, and I have a feeling this one is going to hit home for a lot of us. Keeping a messy space. I mean, think about the classic stereotype of the brilliant but totally disorganized genius, right? Like Einstein. His desk was famously a mess. And there's a good reason for that. The common take on this is almost always negative. You're lazy, you're undisciplined, you're disorganized. But from a neuroscience standpoint, it points to something really cool called selective organization. And that first word, selective, that's the key. Selective organization basically means your brain has made a strategic choice. It's decided that the mental energy required to keep everything perfectly tidy is just better spent on higher-level stuff, like connecting big ideas, chasing creative thoughts. Your mind is just prioritizing innovation over organization. And get this, research actually shows that a messy environment can literally be a catalyst for creativity. It can help break you out of those rigid, conventional thinking patterns and open your mind up to new, non-linear connections. So a messy desk isn't a sign of a messy mind. It's often the sign of a mind that's laser-focused on ideas, not on objects.
All right, our final habit is a little more subtle, but believe me, it is just as powerful. It's that tendency to pause and really think before speaking or acting. And in our super fast-paced world, this is something that gets misinterpreted all the time.
I mean, in a culture of instant replies and hot takes, pausing is often seen as a weakness. You're being indecisive, maybe a little slow, but neuroscience gives it a name that sounds way more like a superpower: high cognitive inhibition. Just think of cognitive inhibition as your brain's built-in pause button. It's this absolutely crucial ability to stop an impulsive gut reaction in its tracks and give yourself the mental space to consider all the different angles and potential outcomes before you make a move. And this ability to hit pause, it's pretty much the foundation of good decision-making. It allows for a way deeper, more thoughtful analysis of any situation. It helps you avoid making those classic mistakes based on pure emotion, and ultimately it leads to much better, more considered long-term choices. So after looking at these 3 habits through this totally different lens of neuroscience, I think it's time we start rethinking what we label as weird or as a flaw. So let's just recap real quick. That self-talk we call weird, that's actually advanced verbal reasoning. The messiness we call lazy, that's selective organization. And that pause we see as indecisive, that is high cognitive inhibition at work. In every single case, it's a sign of a brain doing something pretty remarkable. You see the pattern here, right? The common thread that connects all of these habits is depth. It's not just that a highly intelligent brain works differently, it works more deeply. It organizes, it prioritizes, and it analyzes information on a level that, yeah, can sometimes look a little unusual from the outside.
So I guess that just leaves us with one last thought to chew on. If these really common flaws are actually signs of a higher IQ, what other misunderstood habits that you have might actually be your hidden superpowers?